Well, good afternoon again, and welcome to the Letter Media Network's coverage of the PMBA Summer League from Fairless High School. I'm Mike Popovich. We are in week 3 of regular season action, the final regular season game between Brueck Elite and 6-7 Elite. Joining me again this week is Aiden Brueck, who is the head coach of the team PMBA team, which has already clinched a spot in the championship game that'll be held here at Fairless next week. And Taven, maybe you can give us a little bit of an idea. We were supposed to have 2 games this week. Tell us why we're only having 1.
Yeah, so, as everybody might hear or have heard, keeping up with the Instagram page, Lifting Elite no longer a team. They kind of disbanded. Mac Ellison from Lifting Elite went to Brueck Elite, and same with Evan Sporell. He went to 6-7 Elite. So 2 guys, the last 2 kind of standing guys on either of these teams. Now, our team, ourselves, we already clinched a playoff spot. So, yeah, already clinched a playoff spot with 2-0 record. We figured let's just have both the 1-1 teams play it out. Winner will join us in the championship because obviously if we don't have 4 teams, one of these teams is going to come away with a forfeit win, and the other one probably would have beat us this week, just not having Nico Martelli and Vince Martelli as well, both on vacation. They will be back next week for the championship.
All right, action underway here with Brueck Elite with the basketball. And Dan Harris passes out to Najee Givens, back to Dan Harris. Mac Ellison, one of the newcomers, as Dan Harris takes a shot, is no good. Mac Ellison with the rebound. Brueck Elite defeated 6-7 Elite in the first week of the season to go 1-0. And 6-7 Elite with a last-second victory last week over Lifting Elite to clinch a spot here in the championship game. First minute of action underway here at Fairless, still scoreless. 10-minute quarters here with the clock continuing to run up until like the final minute of the quarter. So what's it like to kind of observe this without any pressure, and you're knowing that you're going to play next week?
Yeah, don't have a dog in the fight, which is obviously really good. We're feeling good. Good team, good way to scout both these teams, both 2 very, very good teams, and it's just going to be, like we mentioned, it's win or go home. Both teams are going to need to be at their best. Both teams are going to have their all-stars be at their best. Again, Brueck Elite, Dan Harris, and Quentin Jones, obviously those are the big guys on their team. And the man with the basketball right now, Nate Moore, he's going to have to have at least 25 at 6-7 Elite's going to get on the board to start things off. Tyler Navarro with the bucket. But it's going to come down to the superstars, and they call Nate Moore win or go home, Nate Moore. I mean, the last 2 times his back was up against the wall in the inaugural PMBA season, he has a game-winning free throws. Last week, it was essentially win or go home. He has a game winner. Back-to-back game winners. Could we see a third here tonight, Mike?
Well, 6-7 Elite with the basketball. And another basket, and they take a 4-0 lead.
First 2 times these teams met back in week 1, it was 6-7 Elite getting out to a quick 11-2 start. So Brueck Elite team that does not start out quick as we've seen in the early going here, Mike. It'll be interesting to see what 6-7 Elite is able to do to turn things around.
Yeah, I believe the score was 11-2 at one point in that first game. Brueck Elite taking a timeout, and that kind of changed the complexion of the game right there.
E3 from Logan Tormacy can't find the mark, into the hands of Dan Harris.
Logan Tormacy sporting a Bulls jersey. A lot of these guys, we saw Nico Martelli last week with the Jimmy Butler Heat jersey. There's a shot by Dan Harris, is good, and Brueck Elite scores its first points of the game. They trail 4-2 with 6:50 to go here in the first quarter.
When those guys as a duo are held under 25 points, Mike, it's a rough day for this Brueck Elite offense, which what we saw last week, only combining for 24 points. Dan Harris and Quentin Jones, first game, they combined for 42. So they're going to need to get back going in that right direction if they want to come away with the win here.
Yeah, they pretty much carried the show for them. You know, we see a little bit of a Najee Givens out along the perimeter. And don't let his size fool you. He can shoot the 3-point shot, as he showed a couple of times last week early on in the game against Team PMBA. 6'4" with 6'7" elite with the lead.
Nate Moore, guy who takes a minute to get things going. He's got to come out the gate quick. Can't put it all on Owen Vasquez. Fires another one. It's good. Owen Vasquez is feeling himself early in this one.
Now Vasquez 3. That gives the 6'7" elite team their biggest lead of the game at 9-4. Again, the winner of this game will go on to play Team PMBA in the championship game of the Summer League next Monday here at Fairless. And I guess the way it would be the loser of that game would be considered the runner-up, and the winner of this game, or the loser of this game would be considered third place. Is that how it would go?
Yep, that's going to be correct. Next week's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. We're going to have one big game, obviously, for the championship. And heard some rumblings. It's in the works. We could potentially have ourselves a little halftime show with a, kind of an artist from the Canton area. So that'll be interesting to see, how that kind of unfolds, getting some things in the works. And should be a fun time next week for anybody who wants to come out for a big championship, Monday.
Yeah, the school is open to these games, and we have a couple people here watching this today. So, yeah, if you want to come by next Monday, I believe that game, it'll be a single game. It'll probably be at 1:30 again, I assume.
Yes. Yep. There's Nate Moore, his first points of the day. He has to have at least 20 at the bare minimum for 6'7" elite to have a real good shot on this one.
Yeah, 6'7" elite up 11-7 with 4:19 to go here in the first quarter. It's Quentin Jones with the basketball for Brueck Elite, loses the basketball. And here comes 6'7" elite on the breakaway, but the ball's deflected out of bounds. Good defensive hustle by Brueck Elite to prevent that basket. Like I said, we are going with a running clock up until the final minute of a quarter. 10-minute quarters, 3:47 to go.
Navarro, voice a big one, taken in by Blake Hose.
Mac Elson with the basketball for the first time. He gets his first points for Brueck Elite, and that gets them to within 11-9 with 3.5 minutes here to go here in the first quarter.
Vasquez, another one, in and out. Dan Harris seems to be the general of this Brueck Elite team, slowing down the pace for him. Givens.
Oh, there's another long three by Blake Hose. Another guy, don't let that size fool you. Brueck Elite with a 12-11 lead.
First lead of the night.
A little bit of defensive pressure here by Brueck Elite.
Vasquez over to Navarro. He's going to hoist one. No good. Air ball taken in by Dan Harris. Guy who we didn't see last week in Tyler Navarro. Guy with a whole lot of size. Just can't connect with a three ball yet today.
Kind of a similar story as it was to the first game. 6'7" Elite jumped out to that big lead. And now Brueck Elite with a big run right here. It's a 10-2 run, and that gives them a 14-11 lead. There's Evans Farrell. Shot no good.
Nate Moore.
Nate Moore stops this Brueck Elite run. Gets 6'7" Elite to within 14-13.
Now, I think one of the most heartbreaking things for not just me, but fans around the league is 6'7" Elite with a winner-go-home game. They don't have the rock of this team, Brennan Warwick, on vacation, Mike. A guy who shot 6 for 32 last week, 9 for 49 on the season. Those numbers, maybe not the best you look at, but a guy who plays like every game is Game 7, plays like he's got the whole city behind him. Gotta love everything he brings.
He's got energy, is what you're saying, And to be able to put up that many shots in the game. There's
Nate
a three.
Moore buries a three.
And that puts 6-7 Elite back on top, 16-14, as we're approaching the final minute of this first quarter.
Quentin Jones slowing things down for Brueck Elite. He's going to fire a long-range three ball, no good. Taken in by Nate Moore. Nate Moore doing a good job dribbling out of traffic. He's going to slow things down. 50 seconds left. Spurrell, wing, three ball, no good. Taken in by Mac Elson.
Looks like we're going to slow it down here and maybe Brueck Elite going for the final shot.
In a 2-point game, 6-7 Elite leads at 16-14, 30 seconds left in this winner go home week 3. Last week of the regular season. Back out to Quentin.
16 seconds to go. As they are going to work for the final shot here. Try to tie this thing up or go ahead.
Back down low.
Nice
but
speed
Dan
from
Harris,
Nelson.
Wacky shot, no good. Into the hands of Elson. Final seconds, puts it up. No good.
Boy, a real competitive first quarter here at Fairless as 6-7 Elite jumped out to a 5-point lead early. Brueck Elite made a rally. And now 6-7 Elite takes a 16-14 lead going into the second quarter. Looking at some of the scoring totals from last week, Quentin Jones had 16 points to lead Brueck Elite in their game against Team PMBA. Najee Givens with 9 points, all on threes. Dan Harris with 6 points. Mac Elson did not play last week for Brueck Elite, but he scored 4 points, and Blake Hose scored 3 points. And for 6-7 Elite, Owen Vasquez with 24 points, Evan Spurrell with 18 points last week, Nate Moore with 15 points, including the game winner, Logan Tormesi with 8 points, and Trent Byers with 4 points. So that's how the scoring totals were for the week 2 action. And nothing could top what Nico Martelli did for Team PMBA.
Yeah.
How many points again?
League history, 45. Most points ever put up in a PMBA game. Absolutely insane. And I think we're showing everybody why he's 1-1. You know, he came out week 1, not really with the drive to put up a lot of points. I mean, he puts up 13, still solid outing, but a guy of his nature puts up 45. I think we know what numbers we're expecting next week, Mike.
Yeah, the Martellis, Team PMB is off. The Martellis are on vacation. I believe they went to Panama City, Florida as a steal for Brueck Elite.
Hey, Moore, good defense getting back. Forces a miss. Spurrell.
Boy, that was good defense because that had 2 points written all over it for 6-7 Elite.
That's what a guy like Nate Moore brings to your team.
Quentin Jones with a big game last week, fires a 3.
No good. Gibbons, another chuck. No good.
He's misfired a couple of times, but they've left him open. Najee Givens. There's Spurrell. Shot is no good. The ball goes out of bounds. That'll go back to Brueck Elite. As we're in the first minute of the second quarter, 8:58 to go. 6-7 Elite on top, 16-14 here at Fairless. Team's kind of slowing things down a little bit. Brueck Elite slowing things down. Quentin Jones with the basketball.
Talk about the superstars of this team. 6-7 Elite, Nate Moore, Owen Vasquez, 12 of the 16 points for them. Dan Harris and Q, 9 of the 14 for Brueck Elite. So just the story of the superstars, Mike, and, you know, especially for Team 6-7 Elite, you've seen it. Nate Moore, field general, he kind of reminds you of Patrick Mahomes in a sense.
Yeah, it looked like Logan Tormesi was looking for a foul down at the other end of the court, and there's no whistle. And we're seeing what we're going to have here. See a little bit of discussion going on. The clock stopped 8:19 to go here in the second quarter. Well, if Brueck Elite wins today, I guess I'm going to be doing this by myself.
Yeah.
Well, next week.
Yep.
As we mentioned, my Letter Media Network broadcast partner, Aiden Brueck, is coaching. And he's really, really enjoyed this. I know. And I see he brought a Red Bull for himself, but not for me today. So,
If you ask me, I mean, obviously, I don't have a dog in the fight, but pulling a little bit more for 6-7 Elite. Now, if you look at last week, you might think you'll want to play Brueck Elite again with the 30-plus point victory. But Mike, personally, I know my squad just wants to beat every single player or every single team, in this league, as Mac Elson overshoots at Jordan Jones, his first time checking in tonight's game. Quick 2 points, and he ties this thing up at 16 apiece.
Jordan Jones, another physical body for Brueck Elite. As Evan Spurrell drives in and misses the layup.
Forces Caden Timberlake to throw his hat almost to the top of the bleachers right behind us. Owen Vasquez.
I have learned that in the PMBA Summer League, coaches do not like missed layups very well.
Well, I mean, it's one of the highest leagues you could possibly play in, Mike. I mean, it's up there with, the NBA, and, things just don't slide of this nature. I mean, it's a tough process to just get into this league, so you're going to blank a layup. We can't have that happening.
Well, I am so glad that you guys at least considered me to coach. So that's impressive on my part. Is a 3-pointer for 6-7 Elite makes it 19-16. Although I have to admit, it would be difficult because the team that was open was 6-7 Elite, and it would be difficult today going up against one of my best friends. So,
yeah, yep.
So I'm glad you found somebody else. 19-18, 6-7 Elite with the lead, with 6:35 to go here in the first half from Fairless. The winner of this game goes on to next week's championship game against Team PMBA. Evan Spurrell with a shot in and out. And the rebound comes down to Brueck Elite.
Called travel on Nate Moore. A rare mistake. And one of the better top 3 players in this league. Quentin Jones can't get the jumper to fall. Rebound taken by Owen Vasquez. There goes Nate Moore off to the races. Over to Spurrell. Had a rough first half. Vasquez feeling it. Getting 10 on the night.
Boy, Vasquez leading this 6-7 Elite team, as you said, with 10 points. That pushes their lead back up to 3 at 21-18. Jordan Jones with the ball's deflected.
Vasquez with only 1 game on the season gets himself already last week in the top 10 for total points scored this season.
Yeah, he had 24 points last week. As Nate Moore with a...
Tyler
Navarro with a long 3. Nate Moore on the other side of the court. Jordan Jones with the wide open layup is good. And that cuts the 6-7 Elite lead. It should be 21-20 as we approach the midway point here in the second quarter. Boy, Vasquez looking like he's...
Navarro, another one. I think he's 0 for 4 on the day. And Coach Caden Timberlake really taking it out of that hat on the sideline.
Now, I think the last time, and you guys weren't born yet, that I ever saw somebody kick a hat was Lou Piniella in Cleveland at a game I attended when he was the manager of the Seattle Mariners. One of my best moments ever of seeing a game at Progressive Field.
Caden Timberlake trying to top that as Dan Harris inside. It's his 7th point on the night, and it gives Brueck Elite another lead, 22-21, just over 4 minutes left to play in this first half. Winner go home basketball.
And I'll give Lou Piniella and Caden Timberlake credit. They didn't swing and miss when they kicked it.
Yep. Coach Aiden Brueck getting into it too on the sideline. In players' faces when they go over in that corner. Dan Harris dribbling out of traffic. Beautiful job. Elson, open three, no good. Rebound taken by Tormesi. They'll give it to Vasquez to slow things down a little bit.
Now, Logan Tormesi, is he related to a lot of the Tormesis? Now, I know that name from running at Perry. Do you know if he's related to them?
I do believe his grandpa ran track. I do remember hearing some stories that he was telling me about that, so.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a timeout here. 3:27 here to go in the second quarter. And Brueck will lead on top by a score of 22-21. Real competitive game here. It's, I think, the biggest lead for either team has been 5 points. Last week was the first buzzer-beating game that we saw with 6-7 lead beating.
First game that wasn't a blowout in general.
Yeah, I believe it was the other 3 games prior to that were at least a double-digit difference.
Yep.
And then we got to see that put back by Nate Moore with 0.2 of a second left that you got to call.
0 for 2.
Congratulations on all your success. Well, no, I'm actually, when I think about it, let's see. Nate Moore,
Luke Wolf,
Braden Gross for Louisville against St. Ignatius, and Jenna Slates from Green with that 3/4 court prayer one-handed shot that she threw in the regional tournament up at Medina.
And that earned you guys a spot on Barstool, their TikTok page.
Well, I don't think the call got on. The video got on.
But you guys were in the background of that video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we were in the background of the video, and but the call, the Luke Wolf call, we at least got on Stark Sports coverage.
One of the biggest honors in the area, and that's for whatever reason not caught a foul by Joey Lasky. Seemed like Nate Moore really hung on to Jordan Jones for a minute there. Jones wasn't happy. Neither is Aiden Brueck. Navarro can't really hold on to this one. Nate Moore, 7 points in the first half as it ticks down. The under 3 minutes left to go. Long three by Moore, can't find the mark.
(22-21), Brueck Elite with the lead. 2:28 to go here in the second quarter.
Seems like Evan Sporrell taken out of the game. Steven checked in. Sporrell not with the best first half in this one. Coach Caden Timberlake not having it.
Brueck Elite on top 24-21 as Tormesi gets the offensive rebound and scores.
And Tormesi, the self-proclaimed Dennis Rodman of the PMBA, and that couldn't be further from the truth. In the inaugural season, the dude was a defensive weapon, rebound weapon, maybe not going to show up in the points column every night, but I mean, he's going to do the rest of the things right. Dan Harris can't come down with an easy layup, and now they got a 2-on-2 fast break. Navarro going to boot that one, comes back up with it. Tormesi, it's good. And 6-7 Elite back in control, Mike. 26-24 with about 90 seconds left to go.
That's back-to-back baskets for Tormesi. And let's see what Brueck Elite does here. Minute and 20 seconds to go.
There goes Mac Elson inside. Trying to get something to go. Ball's loose. Over to Najee Gibbons. He's going to fire another three. No good.
Yeah, Gibbons gets either in a good run or kind of goes cold for a little bit there. He hasn't hit a three yet in this game.
Sporrell back into the game. Can't get anything to go again. Navarro misses another open one. Caden Timberlake.
Oh my God was the quote from Caden Timberlake.
Although missed shots by 6-7 lead. They're still in front by 2. Come down, lifted by Logan Tormacy. They got a 3-on-3 fast break. Tormacy over to Nate Moore. Vasquez, leading scorer in this one with 10 points. See what he can do. Vasquez fires a hefty 3, no good. Rebound taken by, nope. Quentin Jones over to Mack in the corner. Dan Harris up and in, ties us at 26. 8 seconds to go. Nate Moore, you need somebody to get you a ball. It's probably him. Sparrell comes down with it. And that'll end the first half, Mike, as an Evan Sparrell layup gets 6-7 the lead, headed into halftime.
Yeah, Najee Givens was back on defense there, but unable to prevent the shot going in by Evan Sparrell. And that gives 6-7 Elite a 28-26 halftime lead from Fairless. And we're going to take a little bit of a break here on the Letter Media Network. You're listening to coverage of the PMBA Summer League, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
We have a 30-second timeout. We still have a second on the clock. But it's a full court shot. So.
All right, we're back with you real quick because apparently we had a 30-second timeout called with 1.8 seconds to go, called by Brueck Elite. Hey, you can't take him to the locker room with you or during the 3-minute halftime that we have here, so you might as well use them. And let's see what they draw up here as 6-7 Elite leads 28-16, 1.8 seconds to go here in the first half. We have some Fairless spectators here. That is cross-country and track and field coach Ben Russell with his children. And we
They're
had
going to
a
get the ball at
young
half court, Mike.
What's that?
They're going to get the ball at half court.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, I don't know which camera to use here with that. That's probably the better one there on the right one.
Catch and shoot. Did he get it off? Doesn't matter. And that'll end the first half.
Yeah, that'll end the first half. So like we said a few minutes ago, before we had 1.8 seconds put back on the clock, it is 6-7 Elite on top of Brueck Elite by the score of 28-26. I'm Mike Popovich along with Taven McCulley back here from Fairless, and we'll be back in a few minutes with second half action of this game between Brueck Elite and 6-7 Elite. You're listening to the Letter Media Network. Welcome back to the Letter Media Network. I'm Mike Popovich here at Fairless High School, where we are continuing coverage of the final game of the regular season in the PMBA Summer League. And at halftime, we have 6-7 Elite leading Brueck Elite by the score of 27-26. As we said earlier, the winner of this game will go on to next week's championship game here at Fairless, and they will take on Team PMBA. Team PMBA clinching a spot in the championship game by winning their first two games. These two teams finished their first two games with 1-1 records, and it was determined after Lifting Elite disbanded, as we should say, at the end of week 2, that the winner of this game would go on to the championship game. Taven McCauley, the head coach of Team PMBA, who also does a great job with Stark Sports coverage on Instagram. You can follow him on there. Looks like he has some halftime numbers.
Yeah, leading scorers of both teams. Brueck Elite, Dan Harris 7, Quentin Jones 4. So haven't got off to the hottest start. I think Dan actually might have 9, Q might have 6, might have missed a couple in there, but Nate Moore with 7, Owen Vasquez with 10. Obviously, that's the duo going off right now and why they're on top.
So let's see what happens here in the second half as we are winding down for the final few seconds of warm-ups here. As we said, 10-minute quarters, running clock, and we'll get set to go. Really been a real tight competitive game mostly throughout. I think the biggest lead for Lifting Elite, 6-7 Elite, was 9-4. Yep. And I think the biggest lead for Brueck Elite was a 3-point lead. So it kind of shows you how tight things have been. And 6-7 Elite will get the ball first here to start the second half. And might have a turnover here, and we do.
Rare mistake in the second half by Nate Moore. Definitely a second half player, as Q's going to watch it.
Long 3 by Quentin Jones is no good. And 6-7 Elite looking to run here. It's Vasquez out to Spurrell.
If you ask me what this comes down to, Mike, I think it's, again, superstar power. It's going to be what is Dan Harris and Q able to do. And if it's anything of that nature, easy layups, it's not going to be a pretty second half for Brueck Elite.
Yeah, Brueck Elite head coach Aiden Brueck looking for deflection on that missed layup, and it looks like he got the call there, as Brueck Elite will maintain possession.
Dan Harris,
a long shot by Harris is good. And that puts Brueck Elite back on top, 29-28. Harris with a 3 from the left corner. Vasquez with the ball.
Spurrell.
Long shot by Spurrell is no good, and the rebound comes down to Brueck Elite.
Quentin Jones going to find his dynamic duo partner over to Elson. Nowhere near good.
That's good ball movement right there, but Brueck Elite looking for the call to keep possession there after they missed the shot. Now, do we have coaches' challenges? I need to go ask the commissioner here, or one of the commissioners. Do we have coaches' challenges?
It appears we do.
I'm going to go figure out what the call is, Mike.
And the one thing they have to look at is the broadcast. That's the only way they could look at a replay challenge. And it looks like Brueck Elite is going to maintain possession.
It's going to be blue ball, Mike.
Shot is no good by Elson, and the rebound comes down to 6'7" Elite Sporrell. Ball deflected out of bounds. What would you have done if we weren't doing these games in that instance? Just go with the referee's decision, I guess, right?
You're going to have to, unless everybody on the court is overturning it. I think you have to go with the referee decision. Nate Moore wanted a foul, didn't get it, but puts his squad back in front, 30-29, 7:30 remaining here in the third quarter.
Jordan Jones with the long shot.
Jones coming back up with it. No call. Gonna be black ball.
Who is our referee today?
Joey Lasky, former coach of Lifting Elite.
He still wanted to be involved in the league in some way.
He did. I'll give him credit. Jordan Jones.
Now there's an open shot for Hose. It's no good. We saw him hit one earlier in the game.
Hit one last week as well. Really started to find that three ball. In a tight game, Mike, only a 1-point game. It's been back and forth. We're in for a good one, winner take all.
So we're down to 6:27 to go here in the third quarter. Brueck Elite looking to run with Jordan Jones, and he's going to get whistled for an offensive foul. Now, we've never really determined as far as is there a foul limit?
I don't believe there is. I mean, we've never really ran into that problem where a guy's gotten up there that many fouls.
Yeah, because these games really haven't been, and as a basketball fan, I hate tightly called games, and these games have been kind of pretty free-flowing, so, I mean, you've had it where you've had shooting fouls and gone to the foul line and stuff, but all props for keeping things moving here.
Yeah.
6'7" Elite with a 30-29 lead as Tormesi hits a shot.
Finding the mid-range shot today, and he's feeling it.
That puts 6'7" Elite back on top by 3 at 32-29 as we're approaching the midway point of the third quarter in this game where the winner goes on to the championship game next week to play Team PMBA. Harris out to Jones.
And Jones, a guy who really has to get going. He's had a slow first half. Dan Harris doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this one. Mac Elson hasn't had the best night as well. Jones, a three ball out of bounds. And Jones is a guy, in week one, we really saw him shoot that three ball well. Finished the night with 20 points. Last week he had 16. Only has about maybe 6 or 4 points. I don't know what just happened down there. But Nate Moore finding himself again, one of the, if not the hottest player from beyond the arc this season.
35-29. And that's going to be the biggest lead of the game for 6'7" Elite as Brueck Elite responds. Ends the run temporarily, 35-31.
And Nate and Owen have now combined for 20 points. Owen with a quick 10 had not done much recently. No foul called. Q, fast break. It's good. And it cuts 6'7" Elite. It's lead down to 2.
4 straight points for Brueck Elite.
6'7" Elite playing a rushed, sloppy brand of basketball at the moment.
And if that's money on the floor, I'll take a little bit of it.
Three ball by Owen Vasquez. And what's interesting, Mike, is you see a lot of...
Well, we had a fast break down here, but the whistle had blown. Brought Brueck Elite head coach Aiden Brueck to his knees.
Out of bounds. It's going to be the call I was going to mention, without Brendan Warwick here, you see a lot of these 6'7" elite guys get a lot more shots, get a lot more opportunity without, you just take last week's numbers. That's 32 more shots to go around, Mike.
Well, if you win, then you prepare for him next week.
Yep. The self-proclaimed go to the sport Navarro has struggled from beyond the arc.
Offensive rebound for Spurrell. Shot, his three is no good. Another offensive rebound, Tormesi. Back to Spurrell. He drives in, misses
Spurrell
the
can't
layup.
come down with a shot. Navarro has it in the paint. They're going to call jump ball.
They're demanding that you ref.
Might have to leave the booth, Mike.
The Brueck Elite team, they're demanding that you ref.
It's up to you, but for the sake of the championship, I might need to leave the booth and have an impartial ref down there.
Bro, I've done 30-something games this year, so I could probably handle it if you did. Brueck Elite with the basketball. Four straight points for Brueck Elite.
See, you never know what might happen if you show up and you become a fan, Mike. We have one of our fans is going to ref this game. This is the closest thing to Savannah Banana PMBA, but you never know what could happen if you show up next week. You might get to ref the championship game.
And see a pretty interesting halftime show from what you're saying. Shot is no good. The offensive rebound back to Spurrell.
Back to Spurrell. No good. It's going to be an air ball. Rebounds are killing Brueck Elite. Second chance opportunities for 6'7". Navarro going to drive in, put it up and in. 4-point 6'7" Elite lead. As Joey Lasky has put down the referee shirt and is now rooting for 6'7" Elite. So...
Well, he's put down his referee shirt and is serving as assistant coach, it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, that basket ended a 4-0 Brueck Elite run. 37-33 is Givens underneath. Tormesi alters the shot. And the rebound to 6'7" Elite.
Nate Moore, he's going to hoist a three. They need it. It's good! Nate Moore feeling himself yet again here in a winner-go-home game.
My goodness.
There's something, Mike, about Nate Moore in these winner-go-home games. He just comes alive when the pressure, it seems like too much for some guys. He takes it.
As we said, he had the putback at the end of last week's game to put his team in position to play today and get to the championship game next week.
It's going to be the biggest lead of the night as well. 7-point team 6'7" Elite lead here. Just under a minute left to play in the third quarter. If you're Brueck Elite, you really have to just shut down those guards. You got to get something going on offense. Haven't gotten much.
Right,
and the biggest thing that I've seen is those second chance opportunities with the rebounds.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, you pointed that out earlier. Too many second chance opportunities, and let's see what happens here. The last 53.5 seconds here in the third quarter. 6-7 lead up top, 40-33. And Brueck Elite will inbound here. Would you go we don't have 2 for 1 because we don't have a shot clock, but would you kind of like slow things down here and try to maybe get the final shot in the quarter and get some momentum? As Elson's from the right corner.
Brueck Elite struggling. They're going to turn this one over. They had numbers. Q's going to come up with the basketball now into the hands of Owen Vasquez. 19 seconds left to go. Vasquez nearly triple team now, just down to Elson. Over to Tormesi. You got Spurrell. He's going to take it in. And good for a man who's had a rough night. He gets
42-33.
To a 9-point lead.
Jones with the shot at the buzzer is no good. And at the end of 3 quarters, it is a big third quarter for 6-7 Elite as they lead by the score of 42-33 here at Fairless. Yeah, once again, we want to thank the people at Fairless for opening up their gym the past few weeks, and again today, and again next week, to host this summer league. And like I said, next week we're going to be back here at 1:30. You're open to drop in if you want to watch some basketball. If you're a big basketball supporter like I am, you can't really get enough of it. I don't care if it's 85 degrees outside. At least it's air conditioning in here. So 42-33, 6-7 Elite. And if you were in Brueck Elite's position, what would you be telling your team right now?
Brueck Elite, it's got to be just hustle, get those rebounds. I know that they're a team that doesn't have a lot of size necessarily. Big reason why they wanted Evan Spurrell coming into this game, but ultimately decided to commit to Team 6-7 Elite, and you got to shut down Nate Moore. I've said it before, Mike, in these win-or-go-home games. It seems repetitive throughout the broadcast, but he's a different guy. I mean, he comes up in the clutch opportunities when you need it the most.
Yeah, Nate Moore, 21 points in the first game against Brueck Elite, and 15 points last week against Lifting Elite, including the game-winning basket in the final seconds.
And Nate Moore, a guy before this league even started, put out a mock draft. Everybody thought he was going to go number 3 to none other than Brueck Elite. Aiden Brueck passed up on him. Could Nate Moore make him pay here tonight? It'll be interesting to see.
Well, the way that draft went, I thought was kind of how maybe, I mean, as someone, as a outside observer, was somebody who thought it would go. I mean, Team PMBA picked first. Nico Martelli made sense.
Right.
Lifting Elite picked second. Mikey Haley made sense. Brueck Elite picks third. You picked the MVP of the previous PMBA league, so that made sense. So, Nate Moore might be playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, when you think about it.
Final 10 minutes here to go in the, final 10 minutes of the regular season. 6-7 Elite up 9. Here in this win-or-go-home game. Winner heads to the championship. Loser, their season is done. And there he is. Nate Moore off to the races. He can do it all. Puts it up. Can't come up with a bucket. Owen Vasquez gotta have something out of him. I want to say he's gone the entire third quarter without any points.
Well, and there's Nate Moore again.
He's gonna
45-33.
Questionable reffing. And I think I might have to leave the booth, Mike.
I think you might have to take over here because you might have to take over here, Taven, because don't think either side has really been happy with what's been going on. 8:57 here to go in the basketball game. It is 6-7 Elite on top by a score of 45-33. Nate Moore, back-to-back three-pointers, has put his team in a really good spot right now as they've taken their biggest lead of the game, 45-33, early in the fourth quarter. You're just tuning in for the first time. Welcome to the Letter Media Network's coverage of the PMBA Summer League. I'm Mike Popovich. Going to go solo for the rest of this one, it looks like, but we'll manage. As Taven McCauley will go the rest of the way as the referee in this game. Brueck Elite with the basketball. Let's see now if they have a run in them. We're actually going to go with two referees in this game. Jordan Jones with the basketball to Harris inside. Harris dribbles in. Shot is up and in. And that ends the 6-7 Elite run. And that cuts the Brueck Elite deficit down to 10 at 45-35. Yeah, I believe I heard the whistle on that shot by Harris. He got fouled on the play, so he'll go to the free throw line. And he makes the free throw, and that cuts the 6-7 Elite lead down to single digits. It's 45-36 with 8:51 to go here in the basketball game. Vasquez with the basketball for 6-7 Elite. Being guarded by Elson, gets a pick from Tormesi. Vasquez goes in, no shot is no good. Rebound by Tormesi is no good. Another rebound by Spurrell. Shot is no good, but a whistle and a foul. And that's going to send Evan Spurrell at the free throw line for 6-7 Elite. As Taven mentioned earlier, and as we've seen earlier, lots of second and third chance opportunities for 6-7 Elite. That's helped him build this 9-point lead. Spurrell misses his first free throw, and he hits his second. And that restores a 10-point lead for 6-7 Elite, 46-36. Jones with the basketball on the baseline. Turnaround jumper, no good. Being contested there by 6-7 Elite. And here comes Vasquez being pressured by Elson. And the ball is ruled out of bounds off 6-7 Elite. And Brueck Elite gets the rebound. 7:27 to go in the basketball game. Still plenty of time left in this game. And are we going to go to another video replay? We are going to go to another video replay. Now, they only have one camera angle to look from. I think this was just a spur-of-the-moment thinking here as far as, hey, let's go to the replay of the broadcast that is on. Check and see if calls were right. And they're still looking at it. Now, maybe in 10 years' time, when the Letter Media Network is doing PMBA Summer League basketball, we might have a replay official looking at these. And I think we might finally have a decision. Well, 6-7 Elite was applauding, so it looks like they might be getting the basketball here. And they are going to get the basketball as Tormesi's going to inbound it. See how 6-7 Elite tries to approach this. Let's see if they're going to try to run clock here with a 10-point lead. But Nate Moore drives in. Shot is no good, but there's a whistle and a foul. It looks like Nate Moore's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. And he doesn't have to rush these, although I'm certain there is a time that he has to shoot it because, he can run some more clock off here as his shot is up and in. Nate Moore with a couple of big threes at the end of the third quarter and early in the fourth quarter to help 6-7 Elite expand their lead, which is now 11. And the score is 47-26. Now they stop the clock here. They probably should have stopped it and not had the running clock on the first free throw. Long three by Harris is no good. Now, Brueck Elite really needs a shot to fall here. And Brueck Elite head coach Aiden Brueck sprawled out on the court on the sideline. And he's still sprawled on the sideline. Now he's looking at the action here. 6-7 Elite with the basketball. They're up 47-36. And a steal by Brueck Elite. And they lose the ball out of bounds. First time this season we've had kind of a lot of talking going on in these games as Sporrell sees his shot. No good. Ball tipped right in the hands of Navarro. Blocked by Dan Harris. And the ball's going to go to Brueck Elite. Time running down here at Fairless in this game to decide who will face Team PMBA in the PMBA Summer League Championship game. We're at the midway point of the fourth quarter. 47-36. 6-7 Elite with the lead. Shot inside by Harris is no good. And 6-7 Elite looking to run here. Sporrell, shot is good. Sporrell with the layup puts 6-7 Elite on top by a score of 49-36 with 4:39 to go in the basketball game here at Fairless. Six-7 Elite trying to avenge a week one loss to Brueck Elite. It's a game that 6-7 Elite led early, and then Brueck Elite rallied to win that game. That was their only win as they fell to Team PMBA last week. And 6-7 Elite then rallied to beat Lifting Elite to set up this winner-go-home game here at Fairless. Once again, thank you to those who have listened to the PMBA Summer League, our broadcast here. It's been really fun to kind of really get back into the basketball commentating role that Aiden and I both really enjoyed doing this past winter. And you can always check out all of those games that we did on the Letter Media Network, as well as replays of these games from the PMBA Summer League. You can find those replays on the Letter Media Network's YouTube channel. Brueck Elite desperately needing points here, and they don't get it on that trip down to the court. There's Navarro for 6-7 Elite, and shot is no good. Rebounded Jordan Jones for Brueck Elite. Jones all the way to the basket. And that cuts 6-7 Elite's lead to 49-38. We're down to 4:06 to go here in the basketball game. Sporrell with the basketball for 6-7 Elite. Gets it out to Nate Moore. To Vasquez. Vasquez being pressured by Elson. And Nate Moore drives in and scores. 3:36 to go in the basketball game. 51-38. 6-7 Elite with the lead. As Brueck Elite looks to get hot here as Harris makes a three. That's their hope if they can get a comeback here. Harris's three cuts the lead down to, I believe it should be 51-41, but there's a steal by Harris. And he scores. And now quickly down court for 6-7 Elite is Nate Moore, and he is fouled by Quentin Jones. 51-44 is the lead for 6-7 Elite. They'll be going to the free throw line. They will not be going to the free throw line. They'll be inbounding the ball. 2:48 to go. Boy, there's a shot by Vasquez. Is no good. And Harris gets the rebound for Brueck Elite. Quick shot by 6-7 Elite with a 7-point lead. There's Jones with the three. Is no good. And the rebound to Tormasi for 6-7 Elite. And we have a whistle and a foul with 2:25 to go here in the basketball game. Foul on Brueck Elite. 6-7 Elite with the basketball. Now they had a quick shot down on their last trip down court, and they throw the ball away this time. So two straight empty possessions for 6-7 Elite with a chance to close out this basketball game. Opens the door slightly for Brueck Elite. They just got a Dan Harris three. There's another three-point attempt by Harris. Is no good. And the ball goes out of bounds back to Brueck, or 6-7 Elite. By Brueck Elite providing a little bit of pressure, trying to force a turnover. Another quick shot by 6-7 Elite is no good. And the rebound comes down to Brueck Elite. Here is Quentin Jones. He scores. And that makes it a 51-46 game with 1:36 to go. 6-7 Elite hasn't been able to close out this game yet. A couple of quick shots and a turnover down court. And another quick shot for 6-7 Elite is no good. And here comes Elson. Back out to Quentin Jones with a three. And all of a sudden, it is 51-49. That's an 11-0 run for Brueck Elite, and 6-7 Elite turns the ball over again. One minute to go. It's 51-49. In favor of 6-7 Elite. It was 51-38 at one point. And now we're looking at another replay review. Six-7 Elite with an opportunity to close this game out. Couple of turnovers. Couple of quick shots that didn't fall. And now, this has opened the door for Brueck Elite to get back in this ball game. Now Brueck Elite's going to be collabing out in the hallway here during this timeout. Not really down below. I'm up at the top of the bleachers here at Fairless, so I can't really hear what was being discussed, but a huge comeback by Brueck Elite has them in position to possibly steal this basketball game. 51-49, 6-7 Elite leads. We have a minute and 1 second to go here in the basketball game. And let's see what they've decided to do. The basketball is going to belong to Brueck Elite. So Harris will inbound to Jones. Harris back to Jones on the left wing. There's Jordan Jones. Try to get the ball inside to Harris, and it's stolen away by 6-7 Elite. Nathan Moore with the steal. And there's going to be a foul called on 6-7 Elite. Maybe another timeout here as Brueck Elite is going out into the hallway to kind of collab here again. So we're down to 43 seconds even left to go here in this game. Now the timeouts on the board show that Brueck Elite has 2 left and 6-7 Elite has 1 left. So that's something to keep an eye on here. I mean, this could come down to 6-7 Elite having to win this game at the free throw line. As Taven and I were talking about earlier, you know, we haven't really seen a lot of free flow basketball here in this league this summer. Not a lot of foul calls, but Brueck Elite might be putting 6-7 Elite at the free throw line if they have to try to extend the game. They can also try to get a turnover, and they are able to get it. .3 seconds to go. Another opportunity for Brueck Elite to tie or take the lead here, as Harris will inbound the basketball. And Brueck Elite will take another timeout. They will have 1 left after this one. 41.3 seconds to go. Another opportunity for them, as I said, to tie or take the lead. Boy, this was looking like a game that 6-7 Elite was going to be able to kind of just close out here. But again, a couple of quick shots. And I think now in this sequence, that was their 3rd or 4th turnover. So they had been stuck at 51 for a while. The score, I believe, at one point was 51-38. And now it's 51-49 as Brueck Elite tries to pull off a great comeback here today. I mean, that would be the comeback of the regular season if they were able to do this. Let's see what Coach Aiden Brueck designed. Gets a shot inside by Jones. Is no good. Loose ball as Jordan Jones got the rebound and was able to feed the ball to Quentin Jones. And Quentin Jones going to go to the free throw line, shooting 2 with 35.9 seconds to go, and an opportunity to tie the game up for Brueck Elite. Jones' first free throw is good. That makes it a 1-point game, 51-50. Jones again looking to tie the game. And he does. Brueck Elite comes back from 13 down to tie the game up at 51 with 31 seconds to go. Now let's see if 6-7 Elite goes for the final shot. A steal by Brueck Elite. Here comes Mac Elson. He lays it up, no good. By Harris with the rebound. Puts it up and in. Harris with 16 seconds to go has Brueck Elite up by 2. Here's 6-7 Elite. Tormacy with the shot is no good, but there's a whistle and a foul. With 6.9 seconds to go, foul on Brueck Elite. 15-0 run for Brueck Elite has it down to a 53-51 Brueck Elite lead. They were down by 13 in the quarter. But Brueck Elite might be getting, or 6-7 Elite might be getting free throws here with 6.9 seconds to go. Now they did take their final timeout. And let's see what happens here. I think they might be getting free throws. Boy, the last two games that we have done here, the second game last week and today's game have just been fun to watch. The inbound. Paul is batted away by Brueck Elite, but it's going to stay with 6-7 Elite with 5.3 seconds to go. Any shot Brueck Elite has to crash the boards because we talked about 7 second chance opportunities. Shot no good by 6-7 Elite. There's a whistle and a foul called with 1.2 seconds to go. I think it is going to be an inbounds for 6-7 Elite. 1.2 seconds to go. Now, one thing Brueck Elite has got to do is guard against the three-point shot here. As Tormacy is going to inbound. Shot by Vasquez is no good. And the game ends. The game ends. What a comeback by Brueck Elite. They win 53-51. They were down by 13. Here in the fourth quarter, they score the last 15 points of the basketball game. Wow! And they will clinch a spot in the championship game next week against Team PMBA. What a comeback by Brueck Elite in this game. They win by a score of 53-51. And they will take on Team PMBA next Monday here at... Now what are we doing? Are we going to put more time back on the clock like they did at the end of the first half? Or are they going to look at another replay? I wonder if they're going to look at the replay to see if there is any time left on the clock. Well, they were looking to see if there was a foul called, but there was no foul called. There's no time left on the clock. And Brueck Elite wins 53-51, and they will play in next week's championship game against Team PMBA. And as you can tell by the look, the head coach is pretty happy. His team finishes the regular season 2-1. Brueck Elite goes to 2-1, and 6-7 Elite sees their season end at 1-2. They will finish in third place in this league, and Brueck Elite will play Team PMBA next week in the championship game. Well, we hope you enjoyed this broadcast here on the Letter Media Network. I'm Mike Popovich, and am I going to be joined by the head coach of this game?
All right, boys. Hello. Hello. Can people hear me? I don't know if they can hear me. I don't know if they can. All right. Listen, I got to talk into the microphone on the laptop. Listen, guys. That's called grit, that's called determination, and that's called expert coaching. That's called expert playing, that's called expert everything. All right, it's 6-7 Elite K. 6-7 Elite K. All right, we run this shit. We run it. All right, give me Nico Martelli. I don't give a thing. You game.
I don't think there's anything more to say. That was Brueck Elite head coach Aiden Brueck. Real happy man after his team has defeated 6-7 Elite 53-51. Well, thanks again for joining us here on the Letter Media Network. I'm Mike Popovich, and looks like I'll be going at it alone next week as Team PMBA will take on Brueck Elite for the championship of the PMBA Summer League. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.